All right, folks, the market's hanging in there really, really well, despite all of these sort of crazy crossing tariff headlines, if you will. Some are confusing, but one thing I'm looking at in particular, consumer discretionary is leading the pack. Not only is this the best performing sector, but within the sector, automobile and components are up over 9%. So whatever the street is interpreting from the latest round of Trump tariff conversation is that it may be good for American automakers, at least at this point. By the way, as I mentioned at the top of the show, the campaign calling for the end of American exceptionalism in the media and on Wall Street, it's picking up a whole lot of speed. And by the way, I think it was planned this way. Now, ostensibly, they talk about it in terms of the stock market, which, by the way, has lost a whole 2 percentage points of its share of global equities, right? So now the U.S. stock market represents 63% of the world instead of 65% of the world. Let's be honest, this is all about labeling Trump, trying to set him up, trying to hurt his presidency. Even if you thought this was about the stock market, the world minus U.S. market is moving sideways right now. It's not like that is exploding higher, that somehow the rest of the world became exceptional. The U.S. market is pulling back. We see that. This is out there a mind-boggling, remarkable ride that is not over. This is what I want to stress to you. Now, suddenly, we are expecting to believe that somehow Germany, which has an assortment of problems, including, by the way, the shortest hours of any OECD country, that somehow that's a better place to invest in America. It may get a short-term pop from public money and that kind of stuff, but it's not exceptional. I do think that we are taking our eyes, though, off the ball when it comes to China. You know, a guy I've known for over 30 years, he called me up over the weekend saying that Trump is killing people with the trade war. And, you know, it just blew my mind because he has no clue what he's talking about, but I know the channels that he watches. But think about this for a moment. If we as a nation can't handle the preamble to a trade war, maybe we're not ready for a real war when it comes to China, because they seem to be ready. Major headlines, the Taiwan showdown. That's going to happen. I think it will happen after Trump leaves office. They don't want to tangle with him, but it's going to happen sooner rather than later. And until then, we're going to start to see more signs of the military might, right? We're talking parades and other demonstrations of power. That will make folks cry, who are crying about, like, this ain't having to pay 50 cents extra for a beach ball. If you see that, you're going to hide in your basement. So Americans, we're waging war. We have people, we just had a report a moment ago, waging war on Tesla, the most American-made cars in this nation. Meanwhile, its Chinese rival is building a factory bigger than the city of San Francisco. All is not lost, though, folks. Cue the music. Ladies and gentlemen, the F-47, next generation air dominance fighter approved by President Trump. I got to tell you, I love this thing. Now, this approval comes the day after the administration gave its approval to increase America's mineral production with a special focus on rare earth minerals. China, of course, dominates when it comes to producing it, but more importantly, when it comes to processing rare earths. We know they're a critical component in everything, right? Every facet of technology, we need it to run our everyday lives, but also we want to stay preeminent as a nation.